In this video, I'm going to show you how I color and roll out my marshmallow fondant. Hi, it's Karolyn. Welcome back to another video, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you want to see some of the different techniques and tips and tricks that I use when I make and decorate my cakes, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos that I post. And like I said before, in this video, somebody asked me before if I could do a video on how I color my fondant, because a lot of times I start my videos with the fondant already colored and rolled out, and I wanted to show you the process that I do for this. So if you want to see how I color my fondant and roll it out, then just keep on watching. Okay, so to do this, you need some gloves, a little bit of Crisco or some kind of vegetable shortening, some Tylose powder, which I always mix a little bit of Tylose powder in with my fondant that I use for decoration, because it helps the fondant to set like gum paste, so it makes it a little hard and easier to work with. This is some cornstarch. I have the coloring that I'm going to use. This is electric green because I'm making a neon cake. I have a paper plate, and I also have my white marshmallow fondant. I have a video on how I make my marshmallow fondant, and I can link that below. So to start, I'm going to take a paper towel and just grease the paper plate. If you do this, it prevents the fondant from sticking to the plate when you put it in the microwave. I wouldn't recommend using a glass plate because the glass heats in the microwave and it melts the fondant faster. I'm going to break off a piece of this fondant. I made this the other day and it's been wrapped in plastic and sitting in a plastic container for a couple days. So I probably won't need more than this. And I'll wrap this back up and place this in a plastic container until I'm ready to use it. So now I have this on the greased paper plate, and I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for about between 10 and 20 seconds until it is pliable, because right now it's really difficult to work with, so I need to melt it a little bit. Okay, so I ended up putting this in the microwave for about 20 seconds. I did like 12 seconds. I checked on it. And then what I did, I flipped it over on the other side and did it for another 8 seconds so it would evenly melt. So I'm going to take a little bit of cornstarch and sprinkle it. And I want to add a little bit of Tylose powder to this so it sets up. Now, a little bit of Tylose powder goes a long way. You don't need a lot of this, especially for a small piece. So I'm going to grease my fingers with Crisco, which prevents the fondant from sticking to your gloves when you're working with it. So right now, this fondant is really soft. And I usually add the Tylose before I add the coloring, but you could do it afterwards, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to shake a little bit on here. That's like a half a teaspoon. It's not a lot. And then mix that together. As the fondant starts to stick to my gloves, I will add a little bit more Crisco to my hands and continue to mix and knead. Okay, now that I added the Tylose, it's still a little, soft. So you have to give it some time to set up before it gets hard. It's not going to get hard right away. You have to let it, not marinate, but just, you got to let it do its thing before it starts to get hard. So when I'm adding coloring, usually I shake it. I don't know if that does anything, but it makes me feel better about myself. So you want a little bit can go a long way depending on what color you're using. So it's always best to add a little, start with a little, and then add more if you need it, rather than just squirting a whole bunch of it on here. So I put a little bit on here. some more Crisco in my hands, and then I'm just going to start to incorporate all this together. So kneading it together until I get an even color. Now, for what I'm doing for this cake, the cake has to be neon, so these colors have to be bright. That was not enough coloring. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more coloring and repeat the process. Sometimes the fondant still sticks to the countertop even though I have cornstarch on there, so I'll take a little bit of Crisco and put it down on the countertop. Crisco's your friend with Marshmallow Fondant. And that is a much better green for what I'm looking for this cake. So I have a piece of plastic here. If I wasn't ready to use this fondant, I would just wrap it up in a piece of plastic and then stick it in another like Tupperware container until I'm ready to use it. I just want to show you, because I never really explain this in my videos, how I roll out the fondant. So I'll break off a piece and then just wrap the rest of this in the plastic and put it aside. And just gonna knead it a couple times. Before I roll out fondant, I just always fold it in half on top of each other. So I don't like to just have a big like jumbled ball like this and just press it down, because look, you have all these wrinkles in here. So I'll knead it a couple times. And then I will fold it into each other, into itself, whatever. So I have a nice flat surface on top and on the bottom. To roll it out, just sprinkle some cornstarch, and I usually tap some onto the fondant so it doesn't stick to the rolling pin, and then just start to slowly roll it out. So I roll it out a little bit, then lift it up, get some more cornstarch on the bottom, and repeat the process. I turn it 90 degrees and then roll it a little wider, or roll it the opposite way. Now, I always pick it up and turn it because it's less likely to stick to the countertop when you do that. So this looks pretty good. And this is what the fondant usually looks like in my videos when I tell you to roll out fondant. So it's really thin, and what I'm gonna do is set it aside for like 20 to 30 minutes before I start using it so I can stiffen up from the Tylos. However, for the purpose of showing you something else, I'm gonna roll it up in a ball and start all over. If you have to roll out long strips, if you're doing a border around your cake, instead of rolling it out from just a square like we did before, if it has to be long and thin, you want to start with a rope. So I will roll it up, start with a log, if you will. Like if you're putting stripes on your cake, or if you just need it to be longer. And then the same thing, I'll press it down a little bit. Make sure that there's cornstarch underneath it. And then I can start rolling it out into a longer shape. I'll show you how I cut a ribbon out as well. I have this little ribbon cutter, which I love. I think it's a PME cutter. It doesn't say on here, but I can find it and link it below. So you can unscrew one end, and then it has all these little pieces. So each side, this side has a little nubbin like Chandler, has a little nub on this side and it doesn't have one on this side. So depending on how thick you want the ribbon, there's 2 of these thicker pieces and 2 of these smaller pieces in here too. So it just depends on how thick you want your ribbon to be, how you decide where you want the pieces to go. So if I want the ribbon to be a little smaller, I'll do it like that. If I want it to be thicker, you know, that way you could figure out what size you want. There's no exact measurements on this, so you just kind of eyeball it. And then you put every piece on there, and then you can screw the top piece on. And then to cut, just press it down into the fondant and cut your strip out. A lot of times after I cut ribbons out of fondant, whenever I cut anything out of fondant, I smooth the edges because things always give a little jagged edge. Cutters give a jagged edge when you cut fondant. And I'll just take my fingers and slide it down gently so I'm not distorting the shape of the ribbon. Why is this so hard to do right now? Here it goes. So that way the ribbon is nice and pretty on both edges before you're ready to use it on your cake. So here you go. Here is your marshmallow fondant all covered. I have it wrapped in plastic to protect it from the air. Since I added the Tylose powder to it, it's more susceptible to dry out quicker. So once you're finished using it, I would wrap it up in plastic wrap and I store it in a Ziploc bag and then put it in a lock and lock. So it's really protected from the air. And I find that I can get quite a few uses out of this. When it's really hard, before you stick it in the microwave, just toss it. You know, if it's still soft and pliable before you microwave it, then it's still usable. What else do I want to say about this? You have to be really careful when you are heating this in the microwave because it can melt fast. And the worst thing ever is to get melted marshmallow on your hand because you can't get it off and it's the worst feeling ever. So try to use gloves when you're working with this and keep an eye on it. Only pop it in the microwave for a couple seconds at a time, flip it over and keep checking on it so it doesn't melt too much. I've done it before where I've stuck it in the microwave and I've walked away, totally forgot about it, and then it's just a pile of melted mush. So just a little tip there. What else? I really can't think of anything else to say about this. So if you have any questions, leave them below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And that sounds like an answering machine message, doesn't it? Whatever. Answering machine, I'm dating myself. But if you have questions, just leave them below. And as soon as I can get to my computer when I'm not working, that's when I answer all my questions. So I think that is it. Why can't I think of what I said? Please like this video if you liked it. And you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I have my website. I will link all of that below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!